Hello, my fellow full of the samurai players, Zaript here, and the theme of today's game is yugiketai. And it started with Gigi telling me that he wants to get 175 range yugiketai in his army, and well, we started talking about it, and I still believe that 175 range sharpshooters would be more interesting unit. Well, I mean, if you want that range. But still, it's kind of interesting to see if we can find a use to yugiketai, which are 200 koku cheaper now and cost exactly like Tosa Rifleman. And we already seen it on Agony 1v1 Championship once. In the first game between Taika and Caesar, Caesar tried to use yugiketai. It was sort of a fail, but it was a nice idea which could have worked. It was a cavalry trap, and I thought that maybe vanilla yugiketai might actually work. And now, well, I'm doing voiceover, as this was live recorded, but without voice. So me and Gigi both brought yugiketai on a random 2v2 match. And if you noticed at the beginning, both our opponents something like 8 and 10 platinum or something. Well, at least they're not complete newbies. I'm not sure how good they are because I never saw them on any tournaments. Okay, and Gigi have 5 negative retainers against them. And let me explain what I'm thinking here. At first I thought that maybe we should create a weak middle, put 2 yugiketai in the middle, support them with cavalry, sort of a cavalry trap, right? And make a huge push on 2 flanks with the remaining line units we have. And here I'm trying to talk with Gigi about that, but and you see I'm putting my cavalry, I'm a little bit slow, so you can guess it was right before game between Taika and Pietro il Terrible, and I'm already a little bit, I wouldn't say drunk, but yeah, you can see that I'm kinda slow. And now suddenly I'm realizing that our opponents have a sort of a line spam. And when I start thinking about it, right now I'm desperately trying to imagine how would this yugiketai be cost effective in the middle. And I see that our opponents have red beers, they have white beers as a mid shield basically. And I realize that there is no chance we can do good in the middle. And ignoring even this terrain, in this middle forest units sometimes do not shoot well. But look at where I positioned my yugiketai now. I'm talking with Gigi about maybe we should change, but it's clear case of miscommunication because I didn't put my thought well enough, and I'm telling go for dodges, and he thought yes, of course we go for dodges. But here I'm from the very beginning I'm going for testy target. I want to get this revolver cavalry unit, and actually on this map our opponents have small advantage, small terrain advantage near workshop because of that hill where my yugiketai positioned right now. And now, because this is the first time I actually use yugiketai, I don't actually know. I'm afraid they will be attacked by my opponent's cavalry, so I'm putting them a little bit closer, a little bit farther away. I'm really resistant, but we will see how it goes, and this is exactly why I'm showing you this game. Even with my super slow micro in this game, even with my not ideal mind state, I should say, it's still interesting how it will turn out. So game started, and at the beginning I don't want to show everything I have, as usual. First volley getting me 12 kills in this revolver cavalry unit, and At this point, I didn't realize I stopped my yugiketai from moving. No, not yet. But what I didn't realize is that they are still hidden. I'm not sure if you can see, but now on the video I can see this small icon that showing that my yugiketai is still hidden. And good job on my opponent's part, having good enough reaction to get away from a first volley, to hide away from second volley. And now I decided to show all units I have, because I don't want my opponent to go and search for my yugiketai. I want him to concentrate on the units that I have been hiding before, my Royal Marines and 2 Black Tortoise forces. I'm showing them just to create informational overhead for my opponent. He's already distracted by the fact that some invisible unit have been shooting at him. Well, now he sees it. And suddenly look what's happening. They have a very strong front, but we are not fighting them on the front. Well, Gigi does, and you see how, oh man, if you look at the Gigi right now, he is mismicroing his infantry, the Marines. But at the same time, opponent on my side blobbing up ridiculously and mismicroing his own United States Marines, I believe. Unfortunately, this is a voiceover, so I cannot show you things that are happening with my mouse. But the idea is simple. Just by using this yugiketai, I made my opponent, I thrown him away from balance. And I'm doing the micro mistake with my Imperial Guard cavalry. I misjudged terrain, and I wanted to shoot at his revolver cavalry, but in the end I went too close. So in the middle, I'm easily destroying these United States Marines because of their awkward position. And now I'm in a perfect spot. And if you look at Gigi's side, despite losing these French Marines of him, look at his shooting cavalry staying around his opponent. He's already almost killed his opponent general and now getting free shots on spear levies. He's doing good, but and overall, and now I'm sneaking my cavalry just in the middle of forces, stopping my opponent from shooting. And a little bit awkward positioning for my line. Initially I wanted for my Black Tortoise force to be sort of a mid-shield for my yugiketai and United Royal Marines, but it's kinda other way around. My yugiketai are mid-shield for my Black Tortoise force right now. And from what I can see, Gigi's yugiketai do not do much work there. And at this point the game is over, you see. It was very easy for Gigi in a sense, because he was in a good defensive forest position with his cavalry taking bites on flanks and rear of his opponent. And I mean, in this scenario it's obvious that we kind of misused yugiketai of Gigi. I mean, if you're going to keep that forest position, no need to keep yugiketai there. I mean, you can put tosses or something. You don't need Kisha training to keep unit inside your main forcing body, right? Fighting body. So it's kind of, they did guess 72 kills. They did okay, I guess, but was it worth the cost? No, and in my opinion it wasn't. And my one killed 150, I believe. We will see final stats, and there will be one more unit with ridiculous stats. But overall, what I'm trying to say is, I think yugiketai certainly have their place on the battlefield right now. It's not easy to use, it's not easy to make cost effective, but you can see how this unit actually allowed me to get a huge flank advantage. And we will see how many it killed. Okay, and 150 men exactly. My Royal Marines did okay, my Imperial Guard Cavalry did okay. And, well, my opponent did not so well. And for Gigi, look at this Carbine Cavalry and Royal Marines. Sick kills, 350 kills. Absolutely sick. And of course I can't even imagine, no matter how I use carbine cavalry, I can't do that. Probably because he was shooting at these spear levies, he just positioned them on the back of his opponent and was shooting freely. Look at this, much better than his Imperial Guard cavalry. And I didn't have enough footage to finish what I was talking about. Well, as a final touch, let me tell you that right now I think that yugiketai is an interesting unit that can find its use. Together with Kisha Ninja, they both got price decrease, so it's actually worth bringing them as a surprise unit on some maps, but one thing you should be thinking about is how do I make use of Kisha training? Because if you only want 175 range, sharpshooters is definitely much more cost effective. If you want 175 range and good shooting stats, Tosos are unbeatable here. But if you want to surprise your unit and make him behave in a certain way, and if you know how to create a trap for your unit's cavalry maybe, or delay his push on some direction, yugiketai certainly is worth attention. But not as a real fighting force. It's not worth it. You have seen in this game, and if you look at the final stats, you may notice that yugiketai of Gigi didn't do much in the middle. And of course, one game isn't a way to judge a unit, but that's my initial impressions. I hope it was interesting. See you guys.